The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. A village official has confirmed that the elderly man who lost consciousness while lining up for Angel Locsin's community pantry has died upon arrival at the hospital. To give us details, we have with us Marian Enriquez. She's with us live from Quezon City. Marian, good afternoon. Could you give us the latest?
Yes, Charles, good afternoon. As you can see behind me, the people are already falling in line, very orderly. And as you can see, there's also social distancing right now. Earlier, I hope that some of our viewers have seen that a lot of people flocked here in Barangay Holy Spirit, where Angel Locsin, a known actress and philanthropist, set up her community pantry in this titanium building to, celebrate her birthday and, of course, give honor to those Filipinos who have initiated building up or putting up community pantries all over the country. Now, the task force, Quezon City Task Force, Disciplina, and even the police all have helped here to manage the crowd, the people. Just a background there, Charles, it was around 2 in the morning when people start falling in line here. And Angel Locsin said that they also just wanted to help those people who are really in need. The first 300 people in line were given a paper, a checklist of goods that they were needing from the pantry. This will be given at the window, and Angel and her family and friends helped out in packing the goods. They said that they just gave out this paper to make the process of distribution more efficient, just to check what are the goods that they've checked, and then they will give it to them. And now we've also interviewed other residents, not only from Quezon City, but also from other cities like Marikina, and some just flew here, or some just went here to just get a glimpse of their idol, Angel Locsin. Charles?
Thanks for that report. That was Marian Enriquez reporting live from Quezon City. With recent rampant claims of baseless red tagging, lawmakers are now calling for urgent action on the proposed anti-red tagging law. In an interview with the chiefs, Senate Minority Leader Senator Franklin Drilon called for the immediate hearing of Senate Bill 2121, which defines and punishes red tagging with up to 10 years of imprisonment. Drilon explained that the bill is only applicable to state agents and officials so as to protect the right to free speech conferred by the Constitution. He also said that this measure is sorely needed since red tagging leads to endangerment of life and limb.
It penalizes specifically red tagging without proving anything else. In other words, the element of the crime is the fact that you red tagged a journalist, an ordinary citizen, and you are a public official. Since red tagging is not a criminal offense, those in authority will continue this practice, which has a chilling effect on the freedom of information and a chilling effect on the liberties of people.
The palace confirms that President Duterte will not be attending the ASEAN summit in Jakarta this weekend. Palace spokesperson Harry Roque said several heads of state will also not attend the ASEAN meeting personally due to pandemic concerns. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin has been designated as the Philippines Special Envoy for the summit. The ASEAN meeting will address urgent matters in the region, including recovery efforts and the situation in Myanmar. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The OCTA research team suggests an extension of the MECQ even after the SARS-CoV-2's reproduction number has decreased in NCR. Meanwhile, San Juan shares plans on preventing the surge of cases in their city. To give us more details, we have Jen Calimo on live. Jen, what do you have for us?
Yes, Charles, despite the improving situation in Metro Manila in terms of the number of daily cases, the OCTA research is suggesting to extend the implementation of MECQ in the Metro until the reproduction number improves. Meanwhile, San Juan LGU is showing significant improvements, but hospital beds in the city are still in full capacity. According to OCTA research member Dr. Guido David, there's a significant decrease in cases this month as the reproduction number went down to 0.98 for April 16 to 22 from the recorded 1.17 last April 9 to 15. San Juan City also shows significant decrease in new average daily cases, logging a decrease of 45%. In the early half of April, the number of new cases in the city reached 173, but it went down to 98 for April 16 to 22. The city's reproduction number has also improved, with the city recording 1.08 from 2.41 a few weeks ago. The positivity rate in the Cardinal Santos Hospital, the lone testing laboratory hospital in San Juan, is also decreasing. From 28% last week, it is now down to 22% for the last 7 days. This means that they are getting less positive results in Cardinal Santos Hospital. But the testing capacity is also still stable at 220 per day. But the bed occupancy in San Juan is still almost full. The city's hospital bed occupancy is at 66%, while the ICU occupancy is full at 100%. Father Nick Austriaco says the reason for hospital congestion is not the bed limitations, but a shortage in the number of nurses. Currently, only 16,000 nurses are deployed by the health department to attend to over 9,700 COVID beds. To achieve full capacity care, the OCTA research is recommending to hire 1,000 more nurses and staff, twice the number of COVID beds designated as standard of care. They also recommend to intensify and expand testing, tracing, and isolation to reverse the increase of transmission. OCTA also urges the government to accelerate its efforts in building isolation and quarantine facilities, as well as to continue tightening borders, building capacity for biosurveillance at the regional level, and accelerate the procurement of vaccines. Lastly, OCTA research is calling on the government to extend the implementation of MECQ until at least the reproduction number is less than 1. Meanwhile, according to San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora, the LGU has passed 120 COVID-related ordinances and resolutions, distributed 16 waves of food packs, and hired 117 contact tracers. He said there will be a unified contact tracing application which will start very soon. The city's isolation facility include the Kalinga Center, which has a capacity of 139, and San Juan National High School, which has a capacity of 36. The city is also eyeing to open 2 more facilities soon. San Juan has also purchased 100,000 AstraZeneca jabs, which are expected to arrive in June. Charles Mayor Zamora says all first doses of vaccines from the national government have been consumed, and at least 10,000 San Juaneños, including medical frontliners and A2 and A3 groups, have been vaccinated. Right now, over 56,000 San Juan residents, or almost 65% of the population, have registered in their vaccination program. Charles?
Thanks for those updates, Jen. That was Jen Kalimon. Here are the latest vaccine-related developments here and abroad. Over 1.6 million Filipinos have been inoculated with COVID-19 vaccines across 3,000 vaccination sites in the country. Of these, over 214,000 have received 2 doses, while over 1.2 have only received their first dose. More Filipinos are expected to be inoculated as the country received 500,000 more doses of Sinovac yesterday, while 15,000 jabs of Gamaleya are expected to arrive later this month. The Philippines currently ranks 4th across the ASEAN so far as the number of administered vaccines, while in terms of vaccinations, the country ranks 15th out of 47 nations in Asia and 42nd out of 188 across the globe. The PFIZER COVID-19 vaccine is found effective in preventing symptomatic and severe infections in people with chronic diseases. That's according to a study from Israel. And the vaccine was found to be 80% effective against symptomatic infections for people with heart or chronic kidney diseases, 86% for people with type 2 diabetes, and 84% for people suffering from immunodeficiencies, and 75% for people with cerebrovascular diseases. And while the study shows that it is 88 to 100% effective in preventing severe infections, the study was born out of the analysis of more than 1.2 million Israelis vaccinated against COVID-19 with PFIZER jabs. Currently, Israel has fully inoculated more than half of its 9.3 million population. And the European Union is mulling legal action against AstraZeneca over vaccine shortfalls. This after the drug maker repeatedly cut supplies to the bloc, contributing to major vaccination delays in Europe. The EU is preparing to sue the drug maker, with some states still deciding whether they will participate. In March, Brussels had sent a legal letter to the company as a first step of the potential legal procedure. And as of now, the union's main concern is the fulfillment of deliveries promised by the company. AstraZeneca has yet to comment on the issue. On now to sports, where Olympic weightlifting silver medalist Heidelin Diaz gears up for the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. But how will her recent setback affect her performance in her fourth Olympic run? Gretchen Ho with a report.
It's back to the weights room for Rio Olympic silver medalist Heidelin Diaz. She may be a kilogram shy from a bronze medal finish at the Asian Weightlifting Championships in Uzbekistan, but the regret comes with a feeling of satisfaction. After all, she's making her fourth tour of duty in the Olympics.
Para sa akin, masaya ako kasi nga nag-qualify ako. Nabigyan ako ng opportunity na makapaglaro dito and to represent Philippines kahit nasa pandemic tayo.
But the fourth place finish might just come in handy at the Tokyo Summer Olympics.
Nakita ko na ang saan sila, ano yung mga numero nila. Ang advantage ko, hindi nila nakita kung ano talagang kaya ko dahil sa mga pagkakamali ko. So, which is good.
Competition humbled her. We're going to make it a show. Right? We're going to come with a bang.
Entering the Olympics for the fourth straight time is no easy feat, and to have made history is even harder. Back in 2016, Heidelin ended the Philippines' 20-year Summer Olympics medal drought with a silver medal finish in Rio. Question is, will this be her last Olympic run?
Hindi ko alam kung magre-retire ito yung last Olympics ko. Pero iniisip ko na ito na yung last ko kasi I want to do my best. Yun eh. Every time na last mo na, di ba, gusto mong gawin yung best. Yun ang iniisip ko.
Whatever the answer may be, the MVP Sports Foundation is in full support of Heidelin's Olympic gold medal dreams.
Inaalam namin kung ano yung mga areas na pwedeng punuan ni MVPSF in terms of the training needs of the athletes. Pag hindi kayang suportahan ng PSC, yung mga ito, si MVPSF papasok dito to support these support coaches.
Gusto ko kong magpasalamat sa MVP Sports Foundation sa suportang binigay nila sa akin at sa PhD, sa paniniwala at tapos for staying despite na nasa pandemic tayo, sinuportahan pa rin nila ang PhD. So salamat salamat din na sa paniniwala na kaya nating mga Pilipino na manalo sa Olympics.
Gold medal finisher not, Heidelin has her name etched in Philippine sports. Gretchen Ho, we are One News.
Smart Communications PR agency Publicity Asia says they will try their best to bring the world's leading pop icon BTS to the Philippines once the pandemic is over. This follows their successful launch of Smart's much-awaited campaign with a Grammy-nominated band. On 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Publicity Asia's lead publicist, Joyce Ramirez, admitted that it was not easy to bag the septet as ambassadors for Smart's Passion for Purpose campaign. She said the entire deal took roughly 7 to 8 months before it was sealed. Ramirez also said that they're making the most of the partnership, as Smart is set to release more groundbreaking material with BTS in the coming months. BTS had earlier said that they would also like to visit the Philippines as soon as possible to hear the cheers of their army.
As you all know, may COVID pa rin. hindi natin alam hanggang kailan matatapos ang COVID. As what's happening in the Philippines right now, we don't know. But of course, SMART will do everything they can to bring them here. Definitely when it's clear already, when travel restrictions are cleared.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.